Hola, hola, Denver! How are we feeling today? Awesome. I've got a few questions before I get started, just to make sure I'm at the right rally. So, are we out here today to fight for the rights of all laborers, regardless of legal status? Are we out here today to fight against the billionaire agenda that plans to pit ourselves against our own communities and profit against our own internal conflict? And are we out here to build a community, a struggle, a movement that stands up in the face of every single attack that comes our way in this town, in this city, in this state, in this country? All right, sounds like I'm at the right rally. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Olegario. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, but I'm also the son of immigrants. I'm the son of farm workers, the son of laborers, the son of community organizers and fighters who taught me how to fight for not only my rights, but the rights of people who have no say, have no voice in our political system that does nothing but profit off of their labor and suffering. So when we speak here today, I want to speak not only to demand change from the folks that sit there and watch us every day and form the politics that form our everyday life, but I stand here to call all of you to action, to continue to invest in community, invest in this fight, invest in ourselves, and build a stronger movement. Now, you may be asking yourself right now, what do billionaires, immigrants, the labor movement, and hyper-surveillance have to do with each other? Let me first answer that in the simplest way possible. What they are willing to do to the most vulnerable of us, they can and they will do to all of us, sooner or later. And right now, while we speak, billionaires are setting up the arena for us to fight in and fight over the crumbs of the bread that we created and they continue to hoard. Situations like we have seen in our very own state, like Walsenburg, Colorado, where they are attempting to build a new detention facility, claiming that it will bring jobs, bring money into the population, an area with one of the highest unemployment rates in the state and the country, that already has an ongoing water crisis. They claim, right, it should be a shame that they're trying to do this in such a small community. And the community already knows and has seen this before. When that was a regular detention facility that was run to imprison American citizens, those jobs were outsourced. People were coming from out of town, were coming from other cities. There was no job growth there. And you know what? To this day, that water crisis continues. Do we think building up a new facility for thousands of more people is going to solve that water crisis? Do we think it's going to solve the economic crisis of the people of Walsenburg? We are seeing again and again that politicians set our system up so that we continue to look to each other, our neighbors, as if we are the problem, as if we are the ones taking jobs, taking money, taking opportunity from one another, when that opportunity, that money, that job has always been there, but they make it scarce so that we don't look to them, so that we don't fight against them, we fight against ourselves, make ourselves weaker, make ourselves smaller. Are we going to allow that to continue? And as I've said, immigrants have historically and continue to be the test for the destruction and devastation that this country can enact on its own citizens. We can look back to the creation of ITIN, the Individual Taxpayer Identification Number. That was a system created to profit off of the labor of undocumented immigrants, have them pay taxes, and then see no benefit of any social services or any of their taxpayer dollars. And now, with the big, beautiful bill, what are we seeing? American citizens having their social services slashed, having their rights slashed, having important programs that protect our well-being, protect our environment, protect our food systems, demolished, ruined, deconstructed. They tried it with the immigrants and now they're trying it on us because they saw they could get away with it. They saw there was no uproar when that happened. They saw what they could get away with, and now they're going to try to get away with it for us too. We also saw the deployment of National Guard whenever they had the immigrant crisis in California. And now what are we seeing? Trump is planning to deploy the National Guard to over 15 cities in the United States. And you ask yourself again, why are they doing this? Because they feel the dissent. They feel the dissatisfaction. They feel the people tired of a broken system that has never met the needs of the people, has only ever met the needs of the bottom line and profit. Or in our very own city and across the country, the flock cameras that use AI technology to track license plates in cars. How many times are we told that federal agencies cannot use that system, that they would not be used for immigrant research or to track down immigrants? And then when we filed reports to find out more, what did we find out? That immigration had used that system hundreds of times to track down immigrants and to increase their deportation numbers. We see this again and again. What they do to our most weakest and most vulnerable in our country, in our society, they will sooner or later do to us. And why is the labor movement so important in this? Because again, we are all, at the end of the day, working class people. We all have jobs to fulfill, and those jobs, the conditions of those jobs create and manufacture the material conditions of our everyday lives. We, as the working class people, are the ones that make the gears turn. We are the ones that keep this very system, this very country moving. So isn't it about time that we are the ones that run the system itself? Today, when we are surrounded by community, surrounded by organizations, I implore you, talk to as many organizations as you can. Talk to as many faces you see in the crowd as you can. We must start building community. We must start planning the way the billionaire class and politicians have been planning since the inception of this country. It is time that we meet their energy, if not meet it 10 times stronger. I want to finish us off with the Spanish chant, because that feels true to me. But before I say it, I want to give some context to it. The chant is going to be, El pueblo vive, vive, la lucha sigue, sigue. And I'm sure we've all heard that chant before, but I feel like it's rarely been translated or explained. What that chant means is the community, the people live on, and the struggle, the fight lives on too. As long as we are out here on these streets, as long as we continue to struggle, as long as we continue to build community, the fight will not end. The fight will not be over. The fight doesn't end tomorrow. It doesn't end next week. It doesn't end next month. It ends when we have a system that finally meets the needs of the people and doesn't put profit over people. So with that being said, El pueblo vive, vive, la lucha sigue, sigue. El pueblo vive, vive, la lucha sigue, sigue. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ole. It is an important